Hey guys, welcome to the channel. And it's Friday. We all made it once again. And it's crazy because I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel like one of these lobsters that I'm going to show you right now, being slowly boiled alive. Doesn't it start to feel like that? Those of us who are actually independent thinkers, as the agenda to roll over our rights and force us to do things that we don't want to do has intensified over the last several years. Look at this headline. The UK may soon ban boiling lobsters alive in a landmark bill that acknowledges that crustaceans and mollusks, too, are sentient beings. Now, even a story like this has an agenda behind it, as they now designate lobsters as sentient beings and therefore protected from unnecessary suffering. Because what is the agenda behind this? Well, pretty soon they're going to be saying that all animals that are alive are sentient beings and should not be eaten for food. Now, why do I say that I feel like we've been boiled alive, or we're being boiled alive? Well, we talked all about the post office and your address being integral in the ability to control you. In fact, we looked at the film Minority Report, and remember in that film, pre-crime and the identification of criminals before they have done anything wrong was only possible if Tom Cruise had an accurate home address. Remember the opening of that film? Well, we are here. Pre-crime is here. You haven't done anything wrong yet. They're talking about having a government bureaucrat come door to door in some kind of, this is unbelievable. I don't even know how to describe this. Now, we talked all about how the census was a huge part of them collecting accurate information about your household, and then they could later use that information to implement control and to coerce you into actions that they want you to do. You do not want the government coming door to door to your house for any reason, for that matter. Now, I've told this story before to some of you about when I used to fish a lot off the bluffs of Big Sur, California. And way out in the middle of nowhere, my friend and I would try to find these spots where no one else went. There were no other cars. Nobody was around. We'd pull up on the side of the road, walk about a quarter mile to the ocean's edge, across the field, over a barbed wire fence, and lo and behold, a government bureaucrat would show up and start asking us really weird questions. Like, what did you catch today? Now, the first question out of my mouth when a government bureaucrat walks up to me is, what did I do wrong, right? They're like, you didn't do anything wrong. I go, well, then why are you, this is the one place I come to get away from everything. Why are you all up in my business, asking me weird questions? And so they would ask questions like, what kind of fish did you catch? How long have you been fishing here? How often do you come fishing? What do you use for bait? Like all these weird questions. There's literally somebody in some government office coming up with all these questions. And I told my friend was all happy to disclose information. And I was like, look, don't tell these people anything, because this information will be used against us to take away your right to fish off of a bluff that God made for you to fish with. And then I've told the story to some of you that have been on the channel for a while about how much it costs to fish. I don't fish much anymore unless I have a good plan. Usually I go with a friend so it can be fun, have some fellowship. I'll be fishing with Brad pretty soon. I got his channel linked on my main channel here. He lives in New Hampshire. He's going to come down and we're going to fish in the Sound, and I'm going to go up there and fish up there on the Connecticut River. But I don't fish much anymore because of situations like this, where some weird bureaucrat comes up to you, starts asking you questions, asks you for your license. And for those of you that do fish, you understand that if you don't have a boat and you're just fishing off of shore, chances are you are going to make very little impact on that ecosystem. In fact, you're lucky if you even catch a fish. And meanwhile, you're spending at minimum $100 for a trip in fuel, bait, and whatever else you need. And so somebody's getting rich off of you fishing, including the bureaucrats who get paid to patrol. Now it's different if you have someone with a boat and they can go out with nets and all these things, or corporate type of fishing or commercial fishing. There should be guidelines on that, because that can make a huge impact on the ocean. But a single man or person, or him and his friend with tackle and bait and a fishing pole, should not be bothered pretty much at all. In my opinion, if I ran the world, this is what I would do. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Now, why am I telling this story about fishing? Well, because this is what's happening now. These government bureaucrats are coming in. Now, to finish up the story about fishing before we get into the rest of this, understand that information that they were collecting while we were standing on a bluff in the middle of nowhere in Big Sur, California, risking life and limb to pull a couple of rockfish out of the ocean so we could have something to show for the amount of money and work and time that we spent. They were using that information to then shut down entire portions of the coast of California to shore fishermen. So in fact, that information was used against the shore fishermen and everyone else in these protected areas. So that's what's going on when you give any government bureaucrat any information. I know I won't be answering the door when they come a knocking. So what's going on here? Well, Bo Jiven is now going to use this census data and your home address to start harassing you in your own home to get a sticker. He's sending an army of foot soldiers to go door to door to those of us that they've already determined and documented, right, as not having received the sticker. Now you understand the true purpose of contact tracing. Yes, it took into account who got CV-19 and who didn't, but at the same time, it's also cataloging those who got the sticker and those who didn't. Now they have records of all this stored in a database. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want anybody from the government knocking on my door. Here are some questions I have about what they're going to do. Are they going to stop at one visit if you decline the sticker? Will there be follow-up visits? And what happens when you decide to give your opinion about what you think about their sticker? Will you get put on a list? Now, I know some people will think, oh, you're just being paranoid. We already know that the post office has a covert spying program called ICOP. ICOP backwards is pokey. And that's exactly what they want to do to you with knowledge of your address and your household. And we know that pokey, let me spell it out for you, because it's Friday. We always have fun on Fridays, right? This is unbelievable. You think this is all made up? This is ICOP. And this is what they want to do to you. Pokey. They want a Pokemon. Pokey the Mon. That's us. Now, we know that ICOP was targeting people like us who don't necessarily believe everything we're told. And so now that very entity, not the same department, but the very same entity, the post office, will be taking this spying door to door. Now, if you don't know about ICOP, just type it in, I really encourage people on this channel to do research. And people say, well, why do you use Google? I use Google because Google is what they're using to program us. So that's where you're going to find the programming. If you use a different search engine, you're not going to find the programming. We got to find the programming. So that's what's going on here. So when you do a search on ICOP, you will see the covert post office spying program. This is what makes me uneasy about them going door to door, because it's more information to put in their database. Now, we're going to read in this article here about what's going on. Then we're going to look at some of the southern states, because they're resisting this door-to-door notion. I know Missouri's getting roasted right now, trying to say that, there's all these, a surge in cases, right? That's what they're saying. And with the governor saying he doesn't want any part of this door-to-door. And they're all over Missouri because their sticker rates are very low. Now, as we read this article, I want you to notice how they frame Bo Jiven. They almost depict him as being or taking the more conservative approach by sending people door to door. But then you'll see he's opposed here by quote unquote experts. And they're saying he should take the next step and force states to mandate the sticker. Now, this is shocking. The inference here, the suggestion that a president could force states to mandate anything. I mean, isn't this what Drum was criticized for? Oh, you can't do that. You can't mandate that across states because states have states' rights. Well, they're framing it here as a national security. Well, wasn't that the same thing with the border? Isn't that a national security issue as well? Oh, but he wasn't allowed to mandate anything with that. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't really believe that a wall to the degree that he wanted to build it is really even necessary. All they have to do is shut off all the services for people that come across, and they'll stop coming. But he wasn't even able to mandate that across states under national security. Well, or so he leads us to believe he couldn't. He could have, but he chose not to. And when I talk about removing any incentives to come here, it's a pretty short list. You find people who hire people that are illegal. I mean, if you're going to make a police force and enforce something under national security, how about people that are helping people that are illegal? And how about all of the different handouts that they get? Driver's license. When someone's pulled over and they don't have, they're not a citizen. They're not from here. Then you can take them back to the border. See, that was never able to be mandated. So the idea that these experts are pressing on Bo Jiven to mandate this to states is unbelievable, and it's hypocritical at its core. Now, let me make sure we're still together. We'll read through this article on Friday. Now, I'm really excited about Monday's show because we're going to get into the series, The 4400. And they talk all about a sticker and how it is given through free will and it helps people to develop abilities. Weird. We'll get into a little bit of that at the end of the show. Now, so what's going on here? Washington, faced with a steep decline in sticker rates, Jiven said on Tuesday that his administration will send people door to door, set up clinics at workplaces, and urge employers to offer paid time off as part of a renewed push to reach tens of millions of unstickered Americans. Now, here's what's happening. You got to go to work now and be under this. And when you get home from work, there's people knocking on your door. But top health experts say it's simply not enough. What? And that the president needs to take potentially unpopular step of encouraging states, employers, and colleges and universities to require stickers in order to slow the spread. Instead, on his speech Tuesday, he doubled down on the idea of coaxing people to get the sticker voluntary approach that appears to have hit its limit for a large number of Americans. who say they have no intention. So if we have no intention and we take our own life into our own hands and take personal responsibility for our own health, why all this pressure? And the people that have it have the sticker, they're protected, right? Well, not so much anymore. They're saying now that they're talking about these breakthrough cases, but it's 95%. According to them, please get the sticker now. It works. It's free. He said in at these White House comments. Sounds corny, but it's a patriotic thing to do. Okay. Case numbers have gone up in parts of the country. Now, they always talk about these case numbers going up by percentages, right? 100% increase, 300% increase. Well, 300%, if you have, let's say, 10 cases and that goes up 300%, that's only 30 cases. I don't know what the case numbers are, but they're not anything what they were. But yet all we see in the media is variant this, variant that, Delta, Lambda. Sounds like some kind of a sorority. Alpha, Kappa, Lambda, Delta. I mean, are you kidding me? So, this is the state of our country and the world right now. Now, what you're going to see in this 4400 episode is just unreal. I mean, it is very specific language. This goes all the way back to 2007. Very specific language that almost sounds like they knew exactly what was coming. Now, let's keep going here. Because this is far from over. They already have the Lambda variant. Here it is right here. The Lambda variant. And they're setting this up for the fall and the winter when they will just pull this rabbit out of the hat and pump out more fear. C-37. You guys remember way back when I told you this was never going to end? All the way back on March 13th. 3/13th. It was Friday the 13th. And I said they're going to just keep parading out these variants over the course of the rest of our lives. Or at least for the next 19 years. We know these things go in 19-year cycles. They'll probably have a different, something else happen in 19 years. Hopefully, Jesus will be back by then. But this is what they're working on here. The Lambda variant. And look at this. A third dose they're working on. Pfizer to seek authorization for a third dose of the sticker. This is never going to end. Now they're going to blame that never-ending story on us, the unstickered. But really, what is this about? They're seeking authorization, release initial results of a study on the booster, finding that a third dose was 5 to 10 times more effective neutralizing than 2. Hey, if 3 is good, why not 5 or 10? I'm so tired of this. So what's Missouri saying about this? Okay, because they're in the spotlight right now. They're under heavy scrutiny because they have very low sticker rates. And according to the numbers, there's hundreds of percent increase in cases. Of course, they never talk about the actual numbers. They talk about the percent increase, right? Let's read about what Missouri's doing, because it appears as though on its face, the governor's starting to stand up against this. Doesn't want door-to-door. Well, he doesn't want it, but what he wants and what he's going to do are two different things, as we've learned over the past year and a half. Federal officials are pushing back after Missouri Governor Mike Parson said he doesn't want government employees going door-to-door in his state to urge people to get the sticker, even as a CV-19 outbreak overwhelms some hospitals. See, they're careful now. They don't say it's overwhelming all the hospitals anymore, because they know people drive around and look at hospitals. So by saying some hospitals, they'll say, oh, you just weren't at the hospital where some applied. We said some, not all. Missouri, see, this is how they shield the true numbers. You can't just say something has a several 100% increase without talking about the actual numbers. Let's see if they mention the actual numbers in this article. Let's take a look here. They bury it way down the middle. Missouri has asked for help this week from newly formed federal surge response. They call it a surge. Just like, they like to compare all this stuff to being in battle, right? Teams, as they combat an influx of cases, the public health officials are blaming on the fast-spreading Delta variant and deep-seated concerns about the sticker. After Biden mentioned the possibility of door-to-door promotion, the parson said, I directed our health department to let the feds know that sending employees door-to-door to compel the sticker would not be an effective or welcome strategy in Missouri. Well, bless you, Governor, but we'll see. Hopefully you can stand your ground. There's ways they pressure these people into submission, right? He added Thursday during a stop in Kansas City, brought a new law that provides legal shield against CV-19 liability lawsuits that hospitals are not overwhelmed on bed space. Wait, what? He added Thursday during a stop to promote a new law that provides a legal shield against liability. Okay, I don't know what that means. He said he didn't know what the federal government planned to do, but stressed that the state had been getting federal help all along. We're all concerned about the spike in the Delta, but to try to mislead people like we are in a crisis is totally misleading. Well, this guy sounds like he's grounded here. We're not in a crisis, and we shouldn't be right now. It says hospitalizations rose to 1,000 on Monday, up by 60% from 648. In Southwest Missouri, hospitalizations rose 124%, up from 387. See how small these numbers are? But yet, everywhere you turn, it's all about the Delta. Delta, Delta, Delta. But yet, these are minuscule numbers. We know there's a vast number of people that is hesitant to take the sticker. That is what we all should be working together to try to find a solution to get more. Wait, what? Okay, here we go. That is what we all should be working together, trying to find a solution to get more stickers in more people's arms, not trying to force people to take it. Okay, so this guy's compromised. Not trying to scare them into it. Just make sure they understand the facts. Well, the problem is all the facts aren't being shown. They're being hidden. What does this guy say? Local trusted messengers like doctors, faith leaders, community leaders who may go door to door. The best people to promote. So what are they going to pay these people? They're going to pay doctors, faith leaders, and community leaders to go door to door and get some kind of government kickback or a grant or something to do this? White House CV response coordinator said. Jeffrey Zaintz. Oh, like a saint. Oh, this is loaded. Faith leader. He's a saint. The wrong kind. Let's keep going here. So, I would say for those individuals that are feeding misinformation and trying to mischaracterize this type of trusted messenger work, I believe you're doing a disservice to the country and the doctors. Oh, we're not being patriotic. The faith leaders, community leaders, and others who are working to get people sticker to save lives. Help to end the spam-demic. All right, so this guy's getting roasted, but he's on their side too because he thinks that everyone needs to get stickered too. He just doesn't want to force it. And so we're already done. I anticipate over the next 6 months to a year, there will be more and more pressure. I'm anticipating that they're going to probably get up to about 80% of Americans to get the sticker. And that, to me, is mind-boggling that we've gotten to that point. But this is where I believe this is all headed. So, season after season, this is our future. The resurrecting of the CV-19 is a mechanism of control, and it's all here right now. Now, Monday's show, and I'll upload the montage on the weekend. Monday's show, we're going to be talking about this. The 4400. Now, let me give you a little bit of the backdrop of this. I had watched the first season of this years ago. This is from 2007, but then I like stopped watching it. For me, it just got kind of stupid, but apparently there were some real crazy things going on in the fourth season that relate to exactly what we're going through right now. And this is about these raptured group of people who return with these special powers. And later in the seasons, they offer these powers to all who want them by giving them a choice to get a sticker. Now, the problem is that half of those who take it die, but some opt to take it anyway. And the symbolism and foreshadowing in this series is alarming. So we'll cover season 4. That's what we're going to cover. I've already got the montages mostly put together. Here's the back end. This is what I work on. I watched 2 episodes of the 4th season, and I've already got like 10 minutes of footage here. Here's her, and she comes in here, and this guy says, here's one of the more profound parts of this. I know it's tempting to think that we can hold on to the past. She opens a door and it's 3:13 on the door, which is Friday the 13th, March 13th, when we got put into emergency mode by the president. I think soon after that, we were in the 2-week lockdown, and everything's going to be safe and easy. But we cannot. You can't hear this, of course, but we cannot. What did he say next? So basically, this was all about how the world was going to change, and the stickers here to stay was the message. And this leader, who they framed as the Messiah, who was born on 7/7, and there's another guy called the Shaman. It's everything that's happening right now or happened. And this was in 2007. So we'll break all that down on Monday. But we'll upload the montage on the weekend. I want to watch a few more episodes, get this montage up to at least 15-20 minutes so I could do a premiere on the weekend, so you guys just don't have to pop on and pop off. You'll actually be able to see a lot of season 4 through these montages. Hopefully I'll get to like halfway through the season and have a pretty long montage for you guys. So this is what I'm going to work on today. Here are the episodes here. And as you can see, season 4, which I just showed you, was from 2007, June 17th. And I've only gotten through these 2 episodes. The Wrath of Graham and Fear Itself. Unbelievable. And here we are. Here's this last story I forgot to show you guys. There's one Olympic athlete who's standing up, saying he won't get the sticker for Tokyo. Michael Andrew, good for you. He's saying it for other reasons. He's saying he doesn't want anything in his body that might affect him for his performance. I think this would be a perfect opportunity for this guy to actually talk about some of the other reasons why you wouldn't want a sticker. But at least he's standing up. Okay? It's a good thing. We need people like this. So let's go back in here and do a little Q&A for a bit. It was kind of a quick show. Appreciate everybody showing up today. Zoom this up. Let that catch up. What do you guys think about all this? Let's have a little discussion about this. See where you guys are at with all this. This is never going to end, you guys. They've already compared this to what we went through in the Mideast. Okay, they've already said that this is what this is. How long did that go on? 19 years or longer, but about 19 years since Blind 11. So this is going to go on for 19 years. So you have a choice to make. What are you going to do? You give in, and then just more is going to happen. That's what happens. So, okay. All right. Yeah, that guy who played the Messiah in the 4400 series was born on 7/7. Who do you think he was representing? The person that brought us the sticker. And he's actually the one that brings them the sticker in the series. So now if you're new to the channel and you're just subscribing and you're like, what is this guy talking about? Understand that the reason why I have to talk the way I talk is not because I want to talk this way. It's because we are on a platform that does not promote freedom of speech and the freedom to express yourself in certain ways. Now, you can go on and put on one of these music videos that looks like you're at a strip club, and you can express yourself that way. Or you could change your identity every single day if you want on your channel and identify with the frog. You can do that on this platform. And all kinds of other things that normally would get you thrown in the loony bin, but you can't talk about your opinion on political things that are against what the establishment says. You're not really allowed to do that here. So this is why I have to speak in a certain way. So please bear with us. If you have questions about what I'm talking about, just come into the chat here. I have a really good moderator here, Tom. He's great. He will answer your questions. And everybody else in this chat is going to help support you in understanding what we're talking about and why we're doing what we do. It's to show you that all of this is pre-planned in terms of their programming. The programming reveals the method. It reveals the truth. It reveals the agenda. Because why is it that these things keep showing up in entertainment media years and years before they actually happen? You can say, oh, well, art imitates life, right? Or life imitates art. You can say that to a degree, but when it gets so specific, where they're almost outright just naming it, they're showing, elements of this repeated over and over and over and over again. At a certain point, it's not art imitating life. It's actually an agenda in programming you and lowering your defenses to accept the agenda through entertainment media. Now, it's interesting because in the 4400, the government actually tries to prevent people from getting the sticker. Okay? The people that want it get it because they get special abilities. Now, let's do role reversal here. Okay? Because we know that they reverse everything. So if in the 4400, the government's preventing you from getting the sticker, because if you get the sticker, you'll get special abilities, what's the reverse of that? It's if you don't get the sticker, you will get special abilities in the last days. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? So, there you go. Break all that down. I can't wait to do that. Let's see what you guys have any questions in here. Nobody can serve two masters. Fully rely on God. Delta waves or sleep waves. Yes. Mingling with the seed. That's Daniel. Wow. Knowledge got hit with a 2-week strike for Utopia. Yeah, I beat one strike once by telling them, look, I didn't say that this is that. I just was showing you what the episode said. And they reversed the strike. But you got to be very careful. You can't say what you think it is. You just have to show what they're saying. You would think that these reviewers who review these videos would go, wow, that's kind of interesting. That's pretty specific. Like in Utopia, they had V-Day. Remember V-Day, when they would V the whole world. The whole world would get the sticker all in one day. And it was in the same, it was on, well, I think it was in November in the series that the whole world got it. And then in real life, I think it happened in like December. But it was close. And there was all this programming. So that's what's going on. Just be careful out there. Be careful how you say things. Because they don't want anyone with any kind of influence going against their agenda. All right. V-Day. Someone said they got kicked off the Facebook group. There was someone over there putting spouting Luciferian doctrines and stuff, saying that, you know, Yahweh was the devil and all that. I'm not going to put up with that in our Facebook group, you guys. That's not allowed. Now, if you were unfairly, you know, kicked out of the group, just, you know, send me an email, caseybrown1973@gmail.com, and let me know what's going on, and I'll reinstate you. But I kick out very few people on the Facebook group, almost zero, because I just don't have the time to go over there and manage that. So just send me an email, and you know, I don't want to kick anyone out unfairly. I think I've only kicked out like 4 or 5 people in the last year or two. So yeah, but someone was, you know, you got to be careful with the group, because I let anybody post anything on the group, and I think we're up to 4,000 people in the Facebook group. And so, you know, sometimes we'll get like trolls in there and just post a bunch of nonsense, and then I got to go through and find it. Sometimes people post things to intentionally get the group distribution reduced. If your post gets fact checked, please pull it down yourself, because otherwise I'm gonna have to pull it down. Not that I'm censoring you, but just find a different way to post it. Post it without the link, for instance, or screenshot something, you know. But if they, it's like what I have to do here on YouTube. You have to be careful how you post things and say things. So now, why am I still on YouTube? Well, I mean Facebook, because there's a lot of other people still on Facebook, so I'm reaching the people that I can still while we have the platform. This is all about reach, you guys. It's all about reach and trying to get to as many people as possible. Because the thing is don't let anyone ever tell you, oh, you're on this platform or that platform. Because we're on those platforms so that we can reach more people. That's what this is about. Because what they've done is they've created basically a part of the web that nobody will ever see. Let me give you a prime example. We have all these other platforms out there, right, that everyone keeps telling me to go to and spend my time working on. Well, I won't go there, because when you go do a Google search on videos for a certain topic, none of those platforms show up. Why? Because Google owns YouTube. So they're going to make the search results come up all YouTube, right? Because that's in their best interest as a business to do that. They're not going to show you Daily Motion and BitChute and this and that. So if you're a person searching for videos, you're never ever going to see these websites. So they send people to the website. It's almost like they're sending you off to some kind of quarantine. Or they're sending you off to some kind of, you know, like a vagabond, like Cain got sent off, right, to roam the earth. Well, that's what they do. That's what Google does. And this is why you get a lot of people promoting and pushing these other sites. Because once you get over there, yeah, you can keep stacking it up if you're still on YouTube and sending people over there. But you're not going to, that's not going to grow on its own, those sites. They're designed to fail. They're designed to just whittle you down over time. And you spend all this time and divided your time on these other alternative sites that honestly, there's nothing on that site that can keep a content creator there. You know, these sites, they're not there to help the content creator at all. They're there to park you in a spot where your car is forgotten. You're in the corner of the parking lot with cobwebs growing on the tires. And that's the intent of these sites. And if you don't believe me, it's look at how they're all run by crypto. What's happened to crypto right now? It's in the toilet. Why is it in the toilet? Because it was manufactured to do that. Now, I'm not saying it won't come back up, but look at what happened. All these people, mainly independent thinkers like you and myself, were tricked into, oh, crypto. All of the alternative video hosting platforms are all crypto. Why do you think that is? Because now all the people that invested in that are broke. Why isn't there a copycat site like YouTube with the same setup? There won't ever be, because it's designed that way. We're being funneled like cattle. So the best thing you can do is stay on these main platforms and stand your ground and say, look, if you're going to treat me a certain way, that's discriminatory behavior. And you might get sued if you discriminate against me and you allow one, someone on your very same platform to put the very same video up, but yet mine got taken down in 5 minutes. That's how I beat one of my strikes as well. I simply showed clips from one of these episodes. I didn't say anything or do anything. I just showed clips and caught it like a strike. And then I found that very same episode on YouTube's platform for sale. And I said, here's the link to this very same episode on your own platform. And why didn't that get taken down? Because it's corporate. It's corporate media. It's making them tons of money. It's pay-per-view. And so that's discriminatory behavior. They're treating the exact same content 2 different ways based on their agenda to control information. Okay. So this is what we need to be standing up for. Don't let YouTube sideline you into some netherworld where no one's going to see your work. Okay. All right. What else do we have here? Barron Trump, the time traveler. Yeah, we covered that years ago. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone coming out today. I'm going to go ahead and pop off of here, and we'll see you guys on over the weekend, most likely. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. If you haven't thumbs up the video, please thumbs it up right now. Sometimes I know we forget to do that, so I just want to remind you guys. I'll put all the links in the pinned comment. Have a great weekend, you guys. Take care.